Hey, welcome back to episode 9 of Critical Fail, where we are once again, surprise, playing D&D. It's the usual cast, you all know them. If you don't, go back and watch a couple of the VODs. And, yeah. Derek, let's do it.
In our last episode, our would-be heroes found themselves stranded inside of the Feywild after succumbing to the tricks of a bog hag. Sorry, I don't like doing that weird recap shit. They have found themselves in a mirror dimension, essentially, of the planar realm, and are now trying to navigate it home. They are currently on the bank of the tree bog, and have been confronted by an animatronic knight. Now we find out who is the knight and who is the mount. The knight is looking at you, his horse is reared up and was about to charge you, but reared back because you are not assembled correctly, he states. Who is the knight and who is the mount?
Well, I'm the knight.
Ozzy?
Ozzy is totally the mount.
I'm gonna go for a swim.
Okay, you bail off the back of the raft.
Yep.
Jor? Jor, your mount's gone.
I'll take him on. No mount. I got my force staff.
Nice Dota joke. Great. Alright, fine, I'll be the mount. God damn it. You know, we said on the pre-show too, I'm like, I'm not fucking doing the mount. Fuck that. Drew's like, I got a plan. And I'm like, oh god. Jesus Christ.
This is why I stay by the boat.
Alright.
Please configure yourself, he says.
Alright, I'm gonna kinda just climb on my shoulders, Jor. Let's do this.
Alright, I will climb on his shoulder.
Jor, give me a dex save.
Oh god.
Because you've been awesome at those.
Okay, that's not so bad. You clamber really clumsily up onto his shoulders. As a human, you're much stockier than your elf compatriot, who is going to have a troublesome time trying to carry you. So that's going to be interesting. So, he's lining up with you,
Yet another reason of why I didn't want to do it.
and a little teeny horn noise blows out from his chest like a go sign, and he's charging at you, and he's bearing down at you, and he's lowering his lance towards you. We'll go to the mount.
I have a name, alright. I'm gonna
Huto. Coming
charge at him.
Please give me a strength check.
Okay.
Not bad. Glad it wasn't that second roll.
Right.
Okay, you start to shuffle forward and are gaining momentum with Joradem on the back. Joradem, what are you doing as the beast is bearing down on you?
I'm gonna point the runic staff at the jouster.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Ozzy Armis, you're in the creek. What are you doing?
I'm enjoying the show.
Okay, you just poking your head up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The knight is approaching faster and faster. Their mounted speed is actually quite quick. It's about 60 feet per turn, so he's over halfway the distance between you now. We're going to go to Ergo Huto.
I'm gonna keep going at him, but shift slightly left.
Okay. In traditional jousting terms, that means you are shifting to face him head on,
Okay, then the other way.
farther away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just slightly. I don't want to
Alright,
get trampled by a horse.
Give me the strength check.
Alright. Alright, I got this.
Wow, beauty, you've totally got this. You're gaining momentum, and you almost look formidable if you weren't carrying a man on your shoulders. Joradam.
I'm jousting. My staff is pointed at his face.
Okay, is there anything you'd like to do with it? Because you're not 100% sure on how it works.
Nope.
Awesome.
We're just gonna hit him with it.
Okay, please give me a dexterity save to stay on his shoulders. Ergo's shoulders.
Oh,
Oh.
oh God.
You
How many
pitch
points
forward as he accelerates, and now you are facing the ground, holding onto his shoulders, and have thrown Jay off balance. Jay, you are off balance. Please give me a dex save to recover for your ally. Oh no, he threw you off balance too, so you are pitched forward as the knight approaches you and drops his lance and skitters off to the right-hand side.
All right.
This is a rusted piece of garbage knight. He has been here for a very, very long time, you can tell. It just looks like he's been out in the weather the whole time he's been out here, kind of thing. And he goes, good tilt, gentlemen. And he goes back over, he picks up his lance, and then he resumes position. And then he lowers his lance again and asks you if you're ready.
Ready.
Okay.
Can we fix our posture though?
Yeah, you can I'll just give you the time to have refixed yourselves and set your position again.
All right.
But I'll make you roll during.
right.
Ozzy Armus, are you still just spectating?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna come out of the water though.
You just
Come
walk
up
up on
onto the
shore?
bank. Yeah.
Okay. You see the clear laneway ahead of you of a streak of a trodden path that obviously this knight has just been pacing back and forth on for a very long time, in between a field of very tall grass. In the distance to the right-hand side, you can see the giant gauntleted boots on the hill that would be Jackfall in your realm. We will go to Ergo Huto. Give me a strength check as the knight begins to charge you. Nice.
I got this.
You got this. You're much more motivated this time, and you have a quicker start. Joradam.
Yeah.
What is your action? Are you just holding on, or are you trying to do something with that staff again?
No, I'm just gonna hold on for now.
Okay. Please give me a dexterity save. Okay, you're not so balanced this time. You start leaning over to the left a little bit. The knight is bearing down on you very quickly. We'll go back to Ergo Huto.
I'm gonna keep going straight, but again, shift slightly to the right.
Okay. Please give me a strength check.
Yeah.
Nice. You're going in clean and fast. Joradam.
Alright, I'm gonna ready my staff and try to point
Alright.
it at him.
You attempt to level your staff with the oncoming knight. Please give me a dexterity save. Not bad. Okay. Ooh. I have a thing for that. Yeah, the knight's lance hits you square in the chest, and it knocks you clean off of Ergo Huto's shoulders. But your force staff wedges inside of his cavity and blows the back off of his armor. So you are going to take 7 points of damage as you fly backwards and are partially impaled by a lance. And the knight is going to take a unnumbered point of damage as he's keeled forward on his horse now, and he's kind of listing off to the side improperly. And he says, "Good tilt, gentlemen. Please enjoy the rest of the birthday." And then he kind of like trods off haphazardly, staggering back and forth into the grass as he's dragging his lance behind him.
What happened to the staff?
The staff went through him and landed in the grass.
Okay.
Jor, you are on the ground. Ozzy, you saw that all go down. We'll go to Ozzy.
Good tilt. Good tilt.
I won.
Ergo,
I'll tell
Huto.
them. Just not impressed, guys. That was lame.
The elf is critical of your performance, Jor.
That was some Class A jousting. I don't know how I could have done any better.
We both disagree. That was
Be
bad.
quiet, Mount.
Hey, I was the greatest mount, okay? I will have you know that I didn't stumble at all. Except for that one time that you kind of almost fell over. But that was only because you fell over, because you couldn't, you know... Have you never ridden before?
No.
You've never ridden an elf before? What's wrong with you? What did you do as a child?
While they're bickering, do you have any agenda that you're executing?
Yeah, I'm gonna start up toward Jackfall.
Agenda is kind of a big word for a tiefling.
Tiefling.
Tiefling, whatever. I read it like TIE Fighter.
Fuck you. And also, that's kind of racist.
Yeah.
A little bit. I'm an elf. I mean, I'm not, like, socially...
Actually, elves are known to be prejudiced against other races.
And I'm a socially isolated elf on top of that, so, like, I'm even more racist. But lawful about it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's all by the
Ozzy,
law.
Racism,
Come on.
The best racism.
Ozzy sets forth through the grass and starts making his way towards the hill. Ergo, Jor?
I'm gonna follow Ozzy while muttering that, I was the best mount. Just like,
Okay.
at least I'm the best
I
mount.
like how much you took to it. Like, first you're like, no way, no fucking way.
I gotta fucking roleplay it, man.
I'm the best mount.
Dude, look, it's not that I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. But if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be the fucking best. I fucking own this shit.
Okay.
I got it.
Jor, you are still flat on your back on the ground, bragging about how good of a knight you are.
So good.
What's your action?
So good he's on his back.
I'm gonna go get my staff and go follow them.
Okay. You search the grass, find it rather quickly. It's got some scrapes on it, but it didn't mess up any of the symbols. And you follow the party through the grass with Ozzy as the party leader. Do you just want to fast travel?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You head up towards the hill, and as you get closer and closer, you realize that the boots that are standing on the hill have got bones inside of them. But these boots are like 8 stories tall. So whatever was standing here was some kind of amazing colossus. Next to him is a sword that would equal in size proportionally to this knight. But it sank into the ground and it rises up about 60 feet into the air is where the top of the hilt is. The blade appears to be liquid black, and at the bottom of it is a pile of charred bones. Up on the hilt, you can see in the low twilight light, the handle is adorned with huge, like head-sized jewels that are glinting blue in the sun.
Dibs.
But as I stated before, the base of this sword is littered in skeletons. And next to the pedestal that the boots are standing on is a hooded figure that appears to be praying. He doesn't see you, or at least he doesn't say anything. You're within eye shot.
Yeah, I don't want to disturb him. I'm gonna take a look around, see if there's anything besides the boots, sword, and praying guy.
Okay. You saw that in front of where he is praying, there's a small inscription written in the side of the where the boots are standing. Nothing else of note, but you got a better view of the valley from here. Would you like to look around?
Yep.
Okay. Where the quarry was beforehand, where you entered the town, is just flat, scorched, barren salt flats, which is a contrast to the hilly forest that it used to be. The forest that you came out of in the bog much resembles its old self, as does the forest that you shot and killed that deer in. Was it a deer or a moose? Whatever it was. Where you killed that animal, that forest remains much the same. The field where the farms are is obviously hilly grass territory, but it looks much more sparse and uninhabited than
I just realized I left my mic open as I got up and walked away. Sorry for that.
No bother. The rest of you will have seen that.
What I see?
Wilderness.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like there's any sort of population around here?
Not anywhere nearby. The only person that you see is the grass in the distance moving in a weird circle. you would suspect is just the knight like bouncing around haphazardly, and then the man that was standing next to the statue, who is now standing up and facing you.
I'm gonna say to him, "Ho there! How's it going?"
Hi.
Who are you?
I'm not gonna say.
Why not?
He looks at you and he's gonna. He reaches inside of his cloak. Really
I'm gonna draw my
slowly.
bow.
Yep, crossbow out.
He pulls out a medallion and he puts his hand up like this, and he looks through it at you, and puts it down, and then he seems to relax a little bit.
I'm gonna keep the bow in hand.
You can call me Kay. You don't need to have that on me. I'm not giving you my real name. You're not from here.
What gave that away?
The fact that you asked for my name and didn't realize the significance of what you were asking. I'm assuming you're unfamiliar with the Fae.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fun. Well, I'm glad I got to you before they did. Fun trick of the trade. If you tell the Fae your name, they own you. So you came up and asked me my name.
Gotcha.
We don't do that here.
Understood.
You.
No, it doesn't mean he's gonna own you. No.
But you own it.
You just... Sorry. Go ahead.
You're lost. Or else you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you could definitely say that.
Mm-hmm. So you wanted to go home. Wait
Yeah.
a second. Did you come from the bog?
Oh, we were doing
Would
some
that-
sightseeing. We went and saw the queen. No, it's a nice vacation.
You're fish, aren't you?
We were called that,
Not fish.
but we're clearly not fish. I mean, I'm an elf. I don't know if
Jor's
this is-
resolutely not fish.
Yeah, I'm an elf, not a fish.
Surprised you're not dead.
I feel like we need some more information here. What
Yeah,
can you
I
tell
bet.
us about our predicament? What fish means in this realm? Yeah.
Okay. This inhabitant, this place, has a fixed population. We're in a time of... We're about to go to war, so there hasn't been any conflict in a little while. So there's been a stagnation, which means there's no trade in disposable people. Usually, there's a little bit. In times of conflict, there's captures, you can sell people. But since there's none of that right now, people take to being entrepreneurs. And I'm assuming someone did that, lured you here, and that's why you're here. Which is why I'm surprised you're still alive. But it's interesting.
We're a difficult pill to swallow.
Yeah. Tieflings are notoriously hard to chew.
Never tried
Just
myself.
following the bird.
Yeah, I don't follow you, but okay.
We get that a lot.
I would say you're probably screwed. But if you want to try to get home, you could always ask the Countess.
If we are disposable food, as you so eloquently put it, wouldn't she just capture us and, like, eat us?
She doesn't know your food. Only I know your food because I see you here standing in the middle of a field that's going to be a battleground eventually, which no one else in their right mind would ever be standing in unless they were a complete pedestrian. If you went to the Countess, she would assume you know what the hell you're doing, and therefore have been here a while. Elves are perfectly reasonable to be here. Tieflings sometimes too. Humans are more rare, but he pulls his hood back and reveals himself to be a human. We're not unheard of.
Interesting.
Any more questions?
What are you
wanna
doing
joust?
here?
I also have a question, but I'll wait for those two answers.
I'm gonna go to
I'll wait for his.
Ozzy first. He was conscripted. His parents had a deal with one of the courts of the Fae and sold him off. And so to pay his parents' debts off, he fights for one of the Unseelie court of the Fae. So he's basically coming here to pray because he feels the battle is coming soon. And this set of boots is actually a memorial because this man here was cursed. There's a whole story behind it as to the significance of this man standing here. And what did you say, sir?
Joust?
Oh, you went through the field. Yeah, don't go through the field.
I won.
Congratulations.
Yeah, he didn't win.
He must have, or else you wouldn't be here. Because that animatron has been there for some 150 years. He was there to celebrate. There was a whole carnival there for the Countess's birthday. It was a trick from the Seelie court. And it turns out that this land that you're standing on does not belong to the Unseelie. We're just squatting here, which is why we expect that there's going to be a war. They lured the Countess into a birthday celebration and then tried to murder her. But it turns out she was going to murder them all anyways, so she was prepared for it. And, just don't mention the birthday party massacre to her. She's a little bit touchy about it. Birthdays and all.
Does anyone own that sword?
No. No. Do you want to try and get the gem down for me?
No, I want the sword.
Well, it's 60 feet tall,
Yep, about my size.
and it looks like it weighs as much as a castle's keep. And if you touch the blade, your flesh melts off. So, if you want it, you can have it. It's all yours. Tell you what, I'll write your name on it. Just get those gems down.
All right, I'm gonna jump up on the hilt.
You're gonna. Oh shit!
The TM forgot the equipment he gave you. That moment when he instantly regrets his decision.
It's surprising to me. I like that kind of stuff. Okay, please give me an athletics check to jump up and try and land on the hilt of the sword without touching the blade. And
You better not fucking fail this.
First critical fail.
Oh shit!
Dude, you're so fucked.
Rolling for severity. 81.
Oh my god, you're fucked. He literally told you you were about to die, and then you still did it. Like what?
Okay, please roll 1d4.
Can't do. Hey.
Okay, in your arrogance of trying to confront the situation, you turned and jumped towards the sword, thinking you were going to leap through the air. This is spongy soil soaked with the blood of melted flesh and skulls and bones and skeletons, and therefore you missed the amount that you needed to jump to get up to its full height. And in your panic of twitching and flailing, your leg struck the blade, and as so, from your toe to your kneecap, sets fire to itself, melts away from you, and by the time you strike ground on the opposite side, is nothing but bone from the kneecap down.
Ow.
Please also roll to... hold on a second. You're going to take some impact damage, and you're also going to take some flesh melting damage.
I like that. Is that a technical term?
You take 20 hit points of damage, and another 2 for the fall.
It's a -5. Or
Okay. Yeah, you are now enrolled in death saving throws. Let's see how your allies deal with that. We'll go to Joradam. You just saw this all go down.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over and use Spare the Dying.
Hold on, I gotta change my boots of springing to boot of springing.
Yes, you do. Yes, okay, so you are stabilized, Drew. You have a 1 hit point. We'll go to Ergo Huto.
I don't know if my Cure Wounds will bring back your legs, but
Yeah, definitely.
here's 3 hit points.
Thanks.
No worries, got you.
Currently, Ozzy Armis's words are unintelligible through the screaming.
Gotcha.
The man is standing there dumbstruck, and he seems to be trying to stifle a giggle.
I'm not stifling a giggle. I'm laughing. Just full on.
He nudges you, Ergo Huto, and goes, "That's the best thing I've seen in like 20 years."
I'm gonna nudge him back and be like, I know, right?
You guys are okay.
Well, 2 of us are.
Shit, you know how to party. Way to live your life on the wild side, I guess. I really wish I could help you more. I almost feel bad. I mean, I don't feel bad, but I almost feel bad. You know? Shit.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Oh man, that's gotta suck. Yeah, no, that's not growing back. That's actually a cursed blade. That's not coming back. Not at all. No, not really. I mean, I could try to splice it. You know, get you a peg, huh? Did you like that? You want a peg?
I love the patronizing tone. I love it.
Alright, so just to be clear, my bones are still there, yeah?
Yes,
Or,
your bones
I
are
guess
still
they
there.
fell apart because there's nothing to hold them there.
Yes, well, there's a little bit of singed cartilage that's actually holding it all together because it seems like your flesh melted, but then the cartilage pulled tight and wiry right to the bone fragment. It now resembles, quite strikingly, the pile of bones at the base of the sword.
Yeah, I make that observation and I kind of point it out between the underneath the sword and him, and I'm gonna show the 2 compatriots here. Like,
You just like pick up a leg.
Look at that.
Huh. Yeah, okay, Ozzy.
I'm gonna spend my turn screaming in pain.
Good call. Face down or face up?
Face up, I'll let the world hear.
Nice. Cool. Joradam.
That's classy.
I'm gonna use guidance on the K, so he can make a badass stomp for him.
Okay.
Oh, wrong one.
Guidance. Okay. Yeah, he goes over to the pile of dead people's bones and he's looking through it, and he picks up some really sturdy looking femurs, and he goes over to you and he pulls out some rope from his backpack. But it's actually really nice rope. It's white and it's shiny. It looks really, really thin. And he's starting to wind around where your leg used to be. This hurts immensely. And he appears to be kind of trying to make you a peg-leggy deal out of leftover femurs. And he's just kind of humming to himself. And while you're screaming in pain, he looks back over at Ergo Huto and says, "Is there anything I can help you guys with? You seem to be not taking this whole Feywild thing so well."
Yeah, Jeff and I were just wondering about more information about the Countess and, where she is and how we can get to her, what we should say to her in order to hopefully get back to our realm. Any kind of information you can pass on that way.
Well, the first thing you need to know and the last thing you need to know is that she's royalty. Straight up, actual nobility. She is underboss of the underboss of the underboss of the queen. So she holds herself to pretty high regard. That's number one. Number two is do not hit on her whatsoever. You're going to want to, there's going to be a force in the room that makes you want to. And if you do, you will end up in worse condition than your friend here. And he cinches close the... yeah. And then he pats you on the shoulder and says, "You're good to go. For now." That'll hold you to... That'll get you to Lippin. Third thing you need to know is that she never gives anything away for free. No matter how charming you are. No,
But
so...
I'm a knight.
Don't want to joust.
If you want to try to play that card, you might end up serving her. Or servicing her. However, number 5 or 4, I lost count. She will expect a gift upon your arrival. Elsewise, you must have news for her. That can count as a gift as well. You, my friend, points to Ergo, will fit in just fine here. Your relatives are from here. You look close enough to get away with acting like you belong here. The tiefling friend looks a lot like a mercenary, so you'll get along just fine here too. But the human buddy, we don't get along.
Be my slave.
That might be best. Warriors often take on bards or servants or anybody of a service capacity. So if you lead him in there on a collar, it should be fine.
I have a lute.
That might work.
He'll be my personal performer.
Oh, there you go. I just wouldn't be so giving if you're not a good player. She might make you eat it. Number 7 or 6, depending on the count. You are in the Unseelis realm. You're not. It belongs to the Seelie Court, and they're upstanding. But you're in the Unseelie Court. They're different. You would call them monsters, but they just think they're normal, and they think that you're in on that secret. So you're going to see some folks that in your planar realms you would immediately throw up some red flags, and you would think that these things are coming to kill you, when in that fact it's not the case. That's the citizens of the Unseelie realm. Fair?
So like them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Jor, servant, bard. Give me your old poking stick.
I will hand him my bonking stick.
Yeah, Ozzy, add that to your inventory.
I have 2 remaining questions
Bonking stick.
for Kay.
Elfman.
So, Kay, you said we're in the Unseelies land. How would we get to the Seelie land? Or is that not really an option?
Well, you see that, and he points at the salt flats over there, where you haven't seen, but it was explained when you were AFK.
Right.
It's a blight that goes on for a few miles. And if you don't know how to particularly navigate, you'll end up dead. It's kind of like a no man's land of just corpses and bodies, and if you don't know how to get across it, you get lost and it consumes you, and then you end up as part of the salt in the salt flats. It's a beautiful little life cycle. Anyways, that's where I'm going. And
Do you know how to get through?
yes. I've been here a really, really, really long time.
Could we come with you?
Well, if you want to, but I mean, I don't take freeloaders, and it's not an easy trip.
I'm a knight.
Tell you what, the Countess won't just outright kill you. So if you feel like you go to her and the deal isn't what you want it to be, just talk your way out of there. Come find me at the bridge, and you can try your luck with me instead. But I should tell you ahead of time, I'm not going to the Seelie Court for philanthropic reasons.
As long as we can get out before you gotta do whatever you gotta do, I'm okay.
Okay. That's fair.
I do have 1 remaining question. I doubt
Shoot.
you would know, considering I'm pretty sure they all left, but is there anybody left of Morlaix?
Of who?
My ancestors. They in what you would call the Prime Realm, name themselves the Morlaix tribe.
Answered the question.
Yes, that were originally from here. I just don't know if all of them came or if there's, anybody else still alive in my lineage.
He looks at you quizzically, and then he puts up his finger, turns around, and awesome. Just a sec.
Nice.
Thank you. He goes back to his bag, and he pulls out a book, and he's gonna roll history.
Oh, that's not a good roll.
Mezzi. Yeah, he's getting a buff that you don't see too, though.
Okay.
And he's looking through the names, like an appendix. What was the name?
Morlaix.
Morlaix. Oh. Sorry, you're on the wrong side of the fence for that. The Morlaix came from the Seelie lands. So if you want to try and get back to your ancestors, you have to come with me. If they want to help you.
Oh.
I couldn't imagine there was a... Well, you got to think they left behind these members of your family, and the other ones went to a totally different realm. How long ago was that?
He looks at his character sheet. About 120 years?
120 years your time.
Yeah.
While those two are discussing that, I'm gonna grab Jor and say, come with me, and head back toward the way we came from.
Cool, give me a strength check.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, you're taking to this whole amputee thing very well, and you're taking it with the warrior's resolve, and you limp off with Jor in that direction. Jor, do you acquiesce to his request?
Yeah.
Excellent. Ergo, you're standing with Kay. He's got the book, and he asks if you have any more questions.
No, that should be it. I'll go with my friends now.
Best of luck. I'll be over there. And he points at this little bridge that leads over a creek that led into the bog. At the bridge on the other side is where the Salt Flats begins. So he's going to go wait at the bridge for you.
Okay. If we don't have success with the Countess, we'll find you.
If you don't have success with the Countess, I won't be worried about it.
Okay.
If you get out of there alive, it will be a big success.
I'm a knight.
Alright, I'm gonna run off
luck.
and catch my friends.
Okay. You're heading through the grasslands. Ozzy, you're taking a movement speed penalty. You are 1/6 slower than your compatriots.
Alright. On the way over, I'm gonna tell Jor. Alright, I need you to remind this mechanical knight that you defeated him in a joust, and that you're a knight. And because he lost, he owes you his leg. His left leg. Got it? Alright.
And on cue with that, an animatronic knight presents himself, listing along lazily on the side of his horse, his head on his own shoulder, as he speaks to you and then speaks to the sky. Happy birthday to the Countess! Which of you is the knight, and which of you is the mount?
Not again. I'm gonna duck behind anything that we can duck behind here, and can I roll stealth to not be seen?
Yes, you can.
Let the man with one leg be the mount.
Yes, you duck into the grass.
Fuck yeah.
I will yell at him. I have defeated you. Give me your left leg.
He goes quiet, and then you hear like a whole bunch of gears clicking that aren't matching up to each other, and the horse moves left, but he turns his body right, and he trots off a little bit, and he goes to the end of his lane, and then you can hear him say, "Which of you is the mount, and which of you is the knight?"
I guess we'll just have to take it from him.
Knight.
I'll use Sacred Flame on the robot guy.
Please roll for that. Woo, not bad. You notice what? 1 second. Okay. You notice that the knight's armor is mirror plated, even though the parts that aren't rusted are mirror plated. So part of its radiant damage gets reflected and refracted outwards, but other parts that are rusted just totally blow right off of him. So yeah, you can roll some damage for that.
Careful, don't damage the leg.
Cool. Okay. He says, "Cowards will be terminated," and he charges at you. As he's charging towards you, you hear him screaming, "Disqualified! Disqualified! Disqualified!" as his horse and lance are lining up with your person. Please give me your... well, actually, we're going to go to Ozzy.
I'm going to... Alright, I want to drop the staff, lean right, and slash with my longsword as he comes in range.
Okay, you're lining up the shot. He is bearing down on your compatriot, and you are poising yourself after him. So when he passes your... Are you going to go ahead of Jor or behind him?
Behind.
Okay. Ergo Huto.
I
You're
can't
in
move
grass.
forward fast enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna notch an arrow, hand an arrow to Jeff, and get ready to attack.
Okay, you're lining up the shot as he's bearing down on you. Jor, he's getting closer now.
Wait,
I'm gonna use.
as a bonus action, can I cast Hunter's Mark?
Sure. Yeah.
Alright.
Jor?
Is the horse also rusted?
Yes. Yes, he is.
I will use Sacred Flame on the horse's legs.
Interesting.
That's what I was
the
going
horse-
to target.
Whoa, nice. The horse is also in slightly better keep than the knight is. The knights have holes punched in him more. So yes, you can still roll damage for that. Nice. Okay, yeah, you strike the horse as it's approaching you and they bear down on you. It does not list to any one side, but it does buck a little bit as it is impacted. So now, the horse is about to try to... Oh. He glances your shoulder and spins you about for 6 points of damage. Ozzy Armus, this will allow you the opportunity to try to strike.
Alright, I'll swing with my longsword.
Give it a whirl. You tried to lean off the quarterstaff and slash with your sword, but you totally don't have this rhythm down yet, and your shot goes completely wide as the knight rousts right past you. Ergo Huto.
Loose.
Cool. Nice. You loose your arrow as the knight passes and lodge it in the side of him. It lodges in the side of his head as he keeps going sideways, and it does an apparent amount of damage that you are not sure of because the arrow just sticks right into him and he just keeps going.
You still want the damage roll because there's a lot.
Actually, he's got a fixed amount of intake on his damage.
Okay.
He turns around and does not take the full route. He spins about 20 feet away from you and dismounts off of his horse. We'll go to Joradam.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use Sacred Flame on him then.
Okay.
Oh.
Not quite. It bounces off part of the mirror plating and lodges in the ground. So you burn some grass. Would you like to do any moving actions?
I'm gonna move behind Ozzy.
Nice. Ozzy was already in front of you, so you can easily do that.
I will.
Ozzy, the knight is now approaching you.
Jesus. I'm gonna take a slash at him with my longsword.
All right.
Or how far away is he?
You can approach him and do that. He's within that range.
All right,
with your current movement speed, even.
Yep. That's what I'll do then.
As you bring back your sword, he draws his own and parries your blow off to the side. And now he is going to swipe at you with his rusted longsword. But he hasn't done it in a while, and part of the tip breaks off and as he slashes. And as he slashes, and he does not hit you either. So you are now engaged in a sword fight with a rusted knight. We will go to Ergo Huto.
I'll take the arrow from Jeff, notch and loose.
Nice. The arrow lodges in him, but it appears to not affect him whatsoever. He's just acquiring your arrows like a pincushion.
Okay.
Joradam. Oh, sorry. I should ask, Ergo, would you like to do any moving?
Yeah, I'll move from my current location and find somewhere to be stealthy.
Okay. You duck out, and please give me another stealth roll. Nice. Okay. You are the grass.
Nice.
Joradam.
I'm gonna use Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, you can do that. Nice. Wow, that's a big stat boost for you. You take a moment to collect yourself and heal yourself for 12 points of damage. Would you like to do anything else?
I'm gonna move back towards Kay.
You go back towards the hill and back through the grass, retreating completely away from the situation. Aziarmus, you are engaged in a duel.
Oh, well, then I'll duel away.
All right. Give me a longsword. Not bad. Very nice. Please roll for severity.
No.
As you strike him, you cleave his sword away, cut his sword in half, and then bring it down on his shoulder and take away his other arm. So now he has one hand on his sword when he used to have two when he was attacking you. So now his attacks are going to take a penalty.
Now we have a Black Knight situation.
Yep.
And now he definitely can't. It throws him off balance enough that he swipes at you, but now his sword is too short to hit you. So
It's just a flesh wound. No, it isn't. Your arm is off. No, it isn't. Sorry, I had to go there.
you had to. The sword swipes uselessly in front of your person, but he's still pushing the attack and coming towards you robotically. We'll go to Ergo.
I'm gonna stealthily head the direction that Jor went.
Okay.
Yeah.
You also retreat completely from the encounter.
I mean, I can't do anything, right? My arrows aren't doing anything, so.
Oh, don't worry, guys. I got this.
I'm not about to get in melee range with a mechanical knight that you guys fucking stumbled into.
With 4 health and 1 leg, I got this, guys.
Yeah. Let's just hold on. Let's recap. Who's the dumbass who tried to jump on top of a 60-foot sword that is like had this black oozing?
Meta.
I'm sorry.
Jor, you're walking out towards the grasslands. Continuing. Are you just still heading up the hill?
Nope. I'm gonna whip around and ready my runic staff and yell joust.
Interesting. Roll for diplomacy.
Because he's a knight. Oh no, the knight hears him. Oh no.
I'm not seeing diplomacy.
Oh, persuasion.
That'll be
Sorry.
persuasion.
Oh, alright, yeah.
The knight hears you and is still distracted by what you said, but appears to be enraged far beyond the means of reverting this back to a game for him. Aziarmus?
I'm taking another slice with my sword.
Bring it down.
Yes, I am.
Another critical.
Very
Two
nice.
criticals. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. You realize that the rhythm of the robot is the same for each attack. You match his pattern, wait for the blow to go past, and then just time it right. Bring your sword down on his shoulder and cleave him from collarbone to hip, and cleave him right in half. he is on the ground, immobilized. He is still twitching a whole bunch and repeating the word disqualified, 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 disqualified in different tones over and over again. And then the jousting cymbal, like the horn, keeps blowing out of his chest, but it's kind of squeaking too. His horse is just chilling there. Ergo Huto. We'll go back to you.
I'm gonna walk over to the knight and with my short sword, just right at the knee, just try and right at the knee.
Okay. Yeah, line that up. See if you can cut that properly. Give me a d20 roll.
Oh, okay. There we go.
You realize that cutting metal with metal is probably not the best way to approach this, and your sword bangs off of the metal.
Well, I tried.
It notches it slightly, though. Yeah. Let's go to Ozzy Armus. Ozzy, you just defeated the knight.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hack right above the knee. Just take the whole leg off.
Give me an insight to the situation first.
Alrighty.
Oh. Okay. You see that the armor is like a regular set of armor that they just bolted it around an animatronic. So you see that you could just take apart the armor, but you have no idea how. Do you still want to try and swipe at it? Maybe.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, try.
Yeah. Give me another d20 roll. Yeah, you did the same thing that Ergo did, except now you fell over because you threw yourself off balance trying to show him up. So neither of you cut the leg off. And now you're prone. We'll go to Joradam.
I'm gonna charge him with my runic staff raised, because I'm jousting.
You're still... Okay. Please, give me a d20 roll. You collide in jousting with the dead prone knight on the ground and send his upper torso, head, and one arm just sailing off into the distance as it collides with the end of the staff. The lower half torso is still lying next to, protected by, Ozzy Armus. You feel accomplished and justified.
Yes, you did.
Joradam, or sorry, Ergo Huto.
Can I take a look for some straps or something to start taking apart the armor?
Yeah, give me an insight roll to see if you can figure out how to take it apart. The construction of this material just baffles you.
Yeah, elves don't know much about armor nowadays. Sorry, guys.
You wipe your hands of the situation. Ozzy Armus, you are prone next to it.
I'm gonna try to get up.
Okay. Please give me a strength check. Nice.
Hey.
Okay, you're still taking your beating with a warrior's resolve.
Jor, will you try to rip that leg off with your staff?
Jor, how would you approach that?
I'm just gonna slam it into the leg above the knee.
Alright. Give me a d20 roll for that. You're not sure how this quite works yet, so it bounces off, hits you in the chest, and sends you sailing backwards into the grass. The
Good
staff
job,
stays
Jor.
exactly where it is. So the staff is next to the bottom part torso of, or the bottom leg portion of the severed knight. Pick back up with Ergo Huto.
I'm gonna dip back into the grass about 5 feet and let Ozzy know that that's where I'm going to be, and I'm just going to sit down and meditate.
Okay. You can do that. You can do that.
Thanks.
You go over to the grass and just sit down. Start chilling out.
I should mention Jeff's just going to be chilling and looking out, you know.
Okay. He'll do the same thing that he did whether you were on the raft and alert you of any incoming dangers.
Cool.
But the horse is kind of off-putting to him.
Well, I mean, Jeff's kind of small, horse is big. Yeah, it makes sense.
Stands to reason.
Yeah.
Ozzy Armus, you are standing up.
I'm gonna go look for the bonking staff.
Oh, it's standing right next to you. Your compatriot went sailing off backwards. The staff
Not
stayed
the
exact-
root staff. Not the root staff, the bonking staff, because I threw that down so I could sword fight.
Yeah, it's close enough nearby that you can limp over to it.
Alright, I'm gonna grab that so I have something to help me stand.
You acquire your crutch.
Awesome.
Is there anything else?
I'll wait for Jor to get back. And
Okay.
can I take another stab at insight on this, see if I can figure it out?
Sure. Give it a whirl.
Dumb as rocks.
Nope. Totally baffled by this. You have no idea how this goes. Jordan, you come out of a daze flat on your back in the middle of a grass field.
I've had an epiphany. I'm gonna go pick up my staff and then look at the leg and try to take it apart.
Okay. You roused yourself from prone, stumble out of the grass, pick up your staff, and are eyeballing the dismembered legs. How would you like to approach this? Are you going to try to figure out how they come apart, or are you going to handle it differently?
I'm gonna try to figure out how they come apart.
Please give me an insight roll.
Fuck!
Oh, critical fail. That's the name of the show, boys.
I like how he's terrible enough that we have to roll our own severity.
In your haste of attempting to do the situation, or to parse out this situation, you put the staff down next to you and start touching it with your hand, and the force powers go through the staff into your hand and crush the leg flat underneath your palm. So one of the legs is now completely flattened underneath your hand. Instead of being disheartened, your lack of social graces make you feel triumphant that you were able to at least figure out that the powers of the staff work in other ways other than using the staff itself. We'll go back to Ergo Huto.
Oh, I'm just chilling, meditating.
Cool. You want to meditate on anything? Give it some thought. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ozzy Armus?
I'm gonna tell Jor thanks for the help. I think I'll get this on my own. And try to figure it out again.
Okay.
See if I can get this leg apart.
With a slight desperation in your motivating you right now, having been reduced to only one possible leg, you approach this situation with refreshed insight and attempt to parse this out again. Roll for it. Okay. You're still figuring it out, and you rip the leg away from the hips, and now you just have a whole leg.
I'm tossing in my backpack. All right, let's go.
Okay. You got a whole metal leg. But I should state that it is not the foot that is gone. It's the opposite leg.
It's okay. Awesome. One wrong mechanical leg.
Yeah. Sorry, it was your right leg that evaporated?
Left.
Left. Okay, so it's a right leg of the knight. Okay, so you guys are standing in a field next to a animated horse that is pretending to eat grass. Ergo Huto, Jeff nudges you.
Alright, I'll rouse from my trance meditation thing.
Okay.
What do you want?
He gestures over to your allies who appear to be done with the situation.
All right. I'm gonna look at Ozzy and be like, kind of I am up and down. Notice that he's still got the like bone splint thing, and I'm just gonna be like, look at the armor pile on the ground and be like, you got the wrong leg.
It'll have to do. Sure.
I mean, seems to me, now I'm just a silly elf, but you could just pull the mechanical bits out and then just wear both legs, like, you know, the bottom half suit of armor, so that you don't look like a weirdo, because we are in a strange land where we could potentially get killed any second. And I think anything you'll want to do to not stand out would probably be best for us.
Don't worry, I've got it covered.
Alright.
Okay. Ozzy, are you leading the way?
Slowly.
Okay. You're leading the way. You two following?
No.
No?
I'm gonna go
Jor?
get my horse.
I'm with him.
I
yeah,
won the joust.
You approach the animatronic horse, and it is totally comfortable in your presence.
I will mount it.
Dex save, please.
Oh shit.
Wow.
My horse.
You jump up with a grace and elegance unknown to your party members. They have seen you roll around drunk on the street, and they just watched you effortlessly jump onto a horse's back and are confounded by it.
Jeff, did you see that? Can we try? No, I guess not, huh? Alright.
Jor, the horse appears to give itself up to your command.
I will follow Aussie.
Hey, Ozzy, you want to limp through the brush?
Yep.
I'm trying to be impartial right now. Ergo Hito, can you please give me just a perception roll?
Alright.
Okay, you notice that the other half of the armor, that the legs, half of it has been crushed flat, and there's a handprint over top of it. So your advice to Ozzy would not have been able to follow through with. There's two legs. One of them was crushed flat.
Ah, right. Okay. Gotcha.
Ozzy, where are you heading?
Gonna go see the Countess.
Okay. You're heading towards the edge of the forest where the Hunter's Lodge would have been in your planar realm. However, in this situation, the forest is larger, tangled, and a different color. There's no paths apparent to you in this situation, so you're going to have to use your best instincts as possible. Passive insight would tell you to dissuade to the perception of your elven friend.
Yes. To both of you. Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Do I get my natural explorer forest here, or is it no because it's Fey?
Yes.
Yes.
It's not the same. You're taking a penalty, but you are more adept at the woods and exploring them than your compatriots are.
Fuck yeah, bitches! Let's do this.
Excellent. You wandered in the forest, approximately the same direction that you went when you were following the path, and you come to the point beforehand where you had the opportunity to turn left and turn right, and it almost looks similar. The rise and fall of the terrain is similar. Off to the right-hand side, you can hear water running, like you knew that there was water featured before in your planar realm. And off to the left-hand side, in the distance, through the trees, you can see that there is a break in the tree line. So, are you going to go left, or are you going to go right?
I think I'm gonna head towards where the water is.
Okay.
Settlements would need water, so, you know.
Ozzy and Jor, are you going to follow?
Yeah, deferring to our forest elf.
Okay.
Yep. I'll follow.
You follow
On your
along,
horse.
and in the shadows of the darkness of the forest, you hear some skittering and then you start seeing shapes. There are figures walking through this forest that you cannot quite identify. They appear to not be marking you or registering you whatsoever, and passing by you casually.
I'll just keep walking casually, kind of humming to myself, and maybe keeping up a conversation with Jeff about, mundane stuff.
Okay. As you cut through the forest, in the distance, you approach eventually a large tree that is much, 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 much larger than any other tree in the forest. It's about as thick around as the sword was tall. And it is sitting in a pool of water with a single stone bridge that goes across to it, and a large aperture appears to descend down below the roots of the tree itself. The tree looks dead. It's a large white sequoia-y looking tree, but there are symbols carved into its trunk, as high as you would venture anyone has climbed it ever. There are figures passing in and out of the aperture and crossing the bridge to and fro the destination.
I'm going to speak to one of the figures and say, "Hey there, friend. I'm E. This is J, other J, and O. Could you tell us whereabouts we are? We're new to this particular neighborhood, as it were."
It's just you have stopped a Cyclops, which is staring at you.
I'm just looking at it right in its one eye.
It scratches itself with its whole hand and eyeballs you, and it's making a choice. Fish?
No, we brought some fish here. Already dropped it off.
I buy fish. Which one of you is fish?
No, we already sold it. None of us are fish. This one's a slave, and I'm gonna point to Jor.
Slave
but he's not for
riding
sale.
a horse.
Big slave. He looks at the horse.
I'm going to point at the horse and say, "This is Jeff."
Don't give names. Dang it.
My horse.
He pets the side of the whole horse's face with his palm, which would disturb a regular animal, but the animatronic horse doesn't care. He says, "Jeff." And he walks away.
That was helpful.
Yeah, it was really helpful. Maybe next time I wouldn't, talk to a Cyclops. Is there any trolls or gnolls about?
There's a goblin.
Ah, goblins are smart.
Yeah. He
Didn't we
looks
kill
like
a bunch of them?
he looks like the goblins of your realm, but he's slightly taller, lankier, and a darker shade. He stands about 6'5" and looks very wiry.
Slightly taller.
Slightly taller.
But,
and he regards you
equal to
strangely.
me.
You stopped him with a gesture, but he looks at you and speaks at you in Goblin. Do you any of your party members speak Goblin? So then he goes like this.
I'm gonna speak to him in Elvish, introducing as I did before with all the letters, and ask where this place is.
He pauses for a moment and regards you. Let's see what happens. He reaches into a bag and pulls out a book. He's flipping through the book and he is taking his sweet, sweet time with it.
Oh god,
He
it's like the
paused for-
sheriff.
Counting situation.
He pauses for several moments, and it goes on for several minutes as he's flipping through this book. Would you like to do anything in between?
I'm just gonna wait.
Okay. And then he goes down, traces with his finger, and points. And then he looks up at you in the eyes, and in Elven, your party members don't speak, correct?
Correct.
So you only understand that he looks at you in the eyes and goes, "What?"
Oh, I actually do speak Elvish.
Oh, okay, so you hear him say what?
I am going to point at the tree and then kind of like gesture like that to around, and in Elvish, say, where?
He looks at you like you're probably the dumbest person in the world, but it's just his condescension.
Yeah.
And he's looking at you, and he says a whole bunch of stuff in Goblin that sounds really guttural and really, really harsh. And then he goes like this above his head, gesturing a crown. And then he points in that direction. And then he starts looking through the book again.
I'm waiting because I really want to hear what he's going to say.
I'm waiting because
since I speak Elvish, I'm gonna say I'm the knight in Elvish.
He, after several minutes, looks and points and goes, "Tree."
I'm going to say to him, thank you, and kind of walk past him.
Okay. You walk past him with the flow of traffic. There are several passerbys that are following with the flow of traffic and against it across the bridge, and you reach the aperture, which is actually a set of stairs descending down below the tree. It disappears into darkness, and there appears to be no light.
Gonna, I guess, look towards Jor, and I'll say, Jay, grab O and hold on to him so you can see. Probably gotta let go of your steed. Let's go.
Jor?
I'm going to remain mounted and
Okay.
follow him.
As you attempt to descend the stairs, someone rushes up. They're wearing a outfit of some kind that looks like a clergyman, but they've got two eyes on the side of their face, and their nose is off to the edge, and their mouth is up and out of the other side of its head. And he goes, "No, no, 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 no," in common. None of that, and he takes the horse by the chest and starts shoving it back up the stairs.
I tried to tell him he's a slave. He was never broken in correctly. He thinks he's a knight. He's a little...
I'm a knight.
He was a slave on horseback.
I'm a knight.
He's special, so we let him think what he wants.
He was worth the money.
He's very good for manual labor.
So these are all your possessions, because this looks like the animatronic horse that we left out in the fields.
We came across it, and it was the last thing there. There was a crumpled up knight. He hopped on, and I figured, well, we can bring it here, and, you know, maybe somebody will know something about it and return the property. It's a gift for the Countess.
Say no more. He allows you to lead it forward and steps aside and says, "You are wishing an audience with the Countess," as he leads you down the stairs.
I'm not. They are.
Why? I think you're lying. You're here for a new leg. I know these things. I can see the future. You can give me an insight roll if you want. Okay.
Totally believe him. He can see the future.
You half buy that he can see the future. He looks weird enough. He certainly looks weird enough.
Do I need to insight?
You can if you'd like.
Oh, yeah, I want to see if I buy into this.
Oh, yeah.
Jor does not believe a word.
Ergo Huto, you totally buy that this guy's a psychic. Everyone in this land is mysterious and cool, and you're like, yeah, this guy could be a psychic. Ozzy Armus, you are of the same volition. Joradam, there's no damn way this guy's a psychic. You just you call it as you see it. There's no freaking way.
My knight prowess lets me know.
Yeah, you can say anything you want about it. He's unless you want to call him on it, he's just gonna lead you down the stairs.
I'll follow.
Okay. He leads you down and down and down into a circular chamber where the traffic appears to be going away. There are doors that are revolving and passing through each other on the far side of this wall. All of the individual door frames with doors inside of them are crossing through each other and crisscrossing and moving across this wall. And standing in the center of the room is a woman who is just watching and staring at everyone, and they appear to be approaching her, speaking to her, and then she will point at a door. And they are all going through the doors that she points at. The guy leading you forward is speaking with her, and she pauses. And then she appears to be regarding all of you. She looks at the man on the horse, the human, and then the elf, and seems to be deliberating with herself as to who she should speak to first, and then decides that you should speak first.
I'm a knight.
Forgive our slave. He knows nothing of courtesy. I am E. That's J. Other J. And O. We seek an audience with the Countess.
Why?
To return this, and I'm going to point towards the ever so cleverly named Jeff, the animatronic horse, and to...
Wish to return the garbage that we left in the field intentionally.
My horse.
Well, we didn't know that at the time. We just saw it hanging out there alone, figured somebody might want it, and also to bargain our way to get passage back to Prime so that we can go on another fishing trip.
She appears to be regarding this. You are liars. You lie poorly. She will not like that. But I would like to see that. She points through another door off to her right-hand side, and as she points at it, the door fixes in place and opens.
Well, guys, let's go.
You will ride my steed through the door?
I will follow.
Okay. The door is big enough that if you duck down, you can get a horse through it. The door is small, far too small to be allowed out onto such a huge chamber as the audience chamber you are seeing right now. There are people dressed in fine garments on the left and right-hand sides, stacked in bleachers that are stacking up. In the center of the room at the very far distance is a throne that brought up from the ground, and there is a woman sitting on it, peering down at you as you approach. There's a long, straight carpet leading all the way up to a little stone circle that is kind of implied as where you're supposed to stand.
I will walk to the center of the stone circle and then kneel and say nothing with my head bowed.
Okay. Ozzy?
I will join him. Kind of. I will try to kneel, settle my bones.
Okay, you can attempt to kneel. Please roll for the grace of how you kneel.
Not very gracefully.
No, you pretty much fall flat on your face. You're at a weird... You realize that the splint is tied up straight and you can't bend your leg. So you didn't realize that until you're already partially bent. And so now you've got one knee bent and the other one out straight, and you're trying to figure out how to kneel gracefully with that situation. Joradam.
I'm going to ride up on my horse and raise my runic staff above my head and said, I am Knight Jeff.
I am Knight Jeff. Okay, you approach the audience circle of the Countess, raise your staff up high and say, I am the Knight Jeff. She looks Go ahead.
At this point, I'm going to whisper to Ergo, I think we should just go with it at this point.
Alright. I'll remain quiet. And just kind of nod slightly to him.
This is Horse Jeff.
Please roll. Just roll d20. Okay. She's making eye contact with the man on the horse. She snaps her fingers, and you hear it echo off of the walls, and someone comes down from the bleachers, approaches the edge of the circle, and speaks to the knight. Says, state your business quickly.
I want to get back to the Prime to catch more fish. Because I am a knight.
The woman that asked you the question doesn't speak, but the Countess appears to be considering this situation. She then looks at the lady and makes some gestures with her hand. And then the lady asks you, why would we let you do that?
To eat.
Why do you need my help to get to the Prime? You hear a voice speak through the woman. Like her head jutted and words came out of her mouth, but she didn't speak them herself.
Because I am knight and you are queen.
Okay. How about this? Even the lady that's being possessed is smiling. She says, curse, favor, or task? What is your offer? What will you do for the Countess?
Task.
Task? Oh, easily then. Go retrieve the gem out of the hilt of the sword at the peak of Jack's Fall.
I'm gonna gesture my staff at Ozzy and say he can jump.
Done.
You really... This is met by an audible cackle from the Countess herself.
I just want to note that while I am still head bowed down, so I'm not looking at her or whatever, I'm actually just like at the same time. So yeah, I just want to mention that's happening. And for the record, Jeff is also laughing.
Okay, noted.
All right. The real Jeff, not the fake horse Jeff.
Okay, so
For the
that's
night,
what,
Jeff.
that's what you're going to do for me, but what about your compatriots?
Well, he's gonna jump and get the gem.
You want all three of you to go to the Prime.
Well, I guess.
Roll persuasion.
I guess.
Oh, wrong one. There you go.
Okay. This is met with a quizzical look. That's not enough. Not enough for three.
I will give you Jeff. Horse Jeff.
We left that in the field on purpose.
It's better now.
Roll persuasion. You are a poor liar.
No.
The price is
Horse
just
Jeff,
doubled.
best Jeff.
You will bring both of the gems from the hilt of the sword, and one of you will bring a curse with you to the land of the planar realms. You will choose which of them, or yourself, brings the curse back after you bring both gems of the hilt of the sword back to me. You have a day. Oh, and if you run, well, keep running. And we're gonna end there for tonight.
Fuck.
Ugh.
I know, right? Fuck. All right.
Go get some gems.
No shit. Okay, so this is going to be the end of the episode proper. We're going to take a quick 10-20 seconds, and then we'll have a quick little post show here. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you check out the stream, twitch.tv/Draken, and we go live every Monday about 6 until 7:45-ish. Yeah. And you can catch the pre-show and the post-show on the stream VODs. We will not be uploading them to YouTube, so that's a good place to get them. Anyway, we will see you on Twitch.
Bye.